Hello friends and welcome to Shadowfax Games. I am hopping back into Blueprints once again. I really cannot get enough of this game. It is pretty amazing. Just the discoveries I make on each run. So beginning day 14. I think I'm gonna try to make progress with this chessboard puzzle if I can. So I want to try to put the storeroom on row 4, column 3, and the observatory on row 3, column 5 today if I can. I also last time unlocked a tunnel to be added to the drafting pool, so I'll see what happens there. I'm only starting with 70 steps today because I didn't have the sauna yesterday. Probably because I never put the pool in. But as always, I just need to start with the shed. Tool shed, trading post. I haven't been in the trading post yet. Dynamite, a little too dangerous to pick up. Oh, hey. So I think my goal is to get 4 yellows. Hmm. So that should increase my daily allowance by 2, so that should be at 6 now, although I don't think it'll apply to today's. I have no items to trade. I could probably light the fuse on this dynamite if I can get lighter again today, so I needed a magnifying glass and a metal detector, I think, for that. I could probably light that fuse and see what happens if that would create an opening here. Yeah, so I can try to get a magnifying glass and a metal detector today. I don't have any items to trade, so nothing I can do there. But I increased my allowance, so hopefully this will give me better access in the commissary as my allowance increases each day to be able to buy more items. But let's get into this. So starting with 2 gems. Oh, 6 gold. It did apply today. To today. It did apply to today. All right. Closet, pantry, or bedroom. I'll hold off on the bedroom. I kind of like to be able to put in the nursery before I start putting in bedrooms because it gives me more steps from bedrooms. All right, I'd like to go left if I could. Parlor. Or the den. Where do I want the observatory? Row 3, column 5, so I want it all the way on the right side if possible, so I'm not putting it here. I'm going to do the parlor, and I'm going to do the puzzle. Nothing back here. All right. The gems are not in this box. The blue box is true. If that's true, these are both true. The gems are in this box. So yeah, let me think about that. So if these are both true, this is false. This is where the gems are. But let's say this is false. Then this also has to be false. And this is true, and they are in this box. Hang on. This is false. If this is false, this is false. Yeah, so false doesn't work. It only works if they're true, because if this is false, and that's where the gems are, but this would have to be true that the gems are here. So false doesn't work for this one. So this has to be true, which means this has to be true, which means this is false. So the gems aren't here, the gems aren't here, and this is where the gems are. The logic is getting trickier each time, which, I mean, I think is obviously the way the game is designed. All right, I want to go left if possible. I'll do the chapel. Lose a coin, probably 2 actually. No gem or item over there today. Something. Is it in here? Facing. There was something about pushing 2 columns, but is it in here? Maybe it's not in here. That's from the last episode. Alright, storeroom or commissary? Yeah, I'll put the commissary in. Although that's probably poor placement, because that means every time I want to come to the commissary, I lose a gem, or lose a coin. I would have loved the shovel yesterday. I guess I'm going for it today. Actually, can I get some gems too? I can get a gem. Alright. And then I don't need to worry about going through here. Alright, so I'm going to go up, but take a right if I can. Gem requirement, corridor. I'm going to do this. I don't have any keys. And is there nothing to dig up here? There is something to dig up here. Coins. And here. Another coin. I'd say go get another gem from the commissary, but I can't because I'll lose a coin as soon as I go through the chapel. Yep, poor placement on my part. Alright, so I want to go straight if possible. Storeroom and closet. The storeroom would give me a key to open that chest. I'm going to do the drawing room though. Alright, this is where I want the storeroom. And this is where I want the observatory based on the chess pieces. So let's see if I can get something that will let me go up and down here. Library, gymnasium. Yeah, the gymnasium. Or should I try redrawing? I'm going to try redrawing. Should have gone with what I had. I'll do the den though. Alright, so I want the storeroom north of here. So if I can put in the storeroom. Of course it doesn't let me grab it. Should I do the solarium? Yeah, I'm going to do the solarium. Here's an orange. More steps. Cloister. I need to figure out where the cloister is. Pebbles, not even worth digging up. Okay. Well, I put a black pond there. Alright, I want to go down from here if possible. Dining room doesn't seem like a terrible idea. Gives me options. Of course, I'll need to come back to get the food, but that's fine. Alright, yeah, down. I want to go right if possible. It is not possible. Closet. And I can access this from the entrance hall, so that's fine. Coin purse. Each time I collect 3 coins, earn an additional 1 in interest. So if I find that before I pick up my allowance for the day, that'd be an additional 2 coins. Interesting. So I do want to go down if possible here. One key for each bedroom. Well, I haven't put in any bedrooms. So I'll go through here. I wanted the observatory there if I could. Instead, well, there's a white pawn right there. Maybe this is correct. East Wing Hall. I should have looked at my map first. Hell, the corridor would have been better. Alright, left if I can. Attic. 8 items. I haven't been in the attic before, or have I? Or I can get the nursery, which will help my footsteps. Or the billiard room puzzle. I'm going to do the attic because I'm not sure I've been in the attic yet. I can't remember. But 1. What's this? Treasure. And X marks the spot. Okay. Where's that at? That's on the right side of 5. So that's where I want to be sure to get there today. So that's 2 items. Metal detector, 3. Is that the car keys? Deposit box key, a safe deposit box key. 4. 5. 6. 7. Miss Marigold, thank you for giving our editors the opportunity to consider your illustrated children's book, The Red Prince. Unfortunately, I regret that we have come to the conclusion that although the illustrations are wonderful, we do not think the material is a good fit with Ruffington's current catalog and therefore will not be pursuing a partnership at this time. If you provided us with a return envelope, your manuscript will be returned to you, otherwise it will be recycled. Thank you again for thinking of us here at Ruffington, and do not be discouraged to submit any work you complete in the future. We wish you every success in finding a home for your book. Thomas Anders, editor, Ruffington Red Publishing. Children's Book Department, 205 Conchetta Court, 02177-277. Change the ending to political. And I believe that's all the items. That's 8, unless I miscounted. Alright. So I want to come back to the entrance hall quick and fill out these 2, then back up into the courtyard. Still doing fine for steps. Kind of a roundabout way to get back to where I need to go. So the courtyard will be my one exit here, so I'm playing a little dangerously. So I didn't manage to get the room I needed on either one. Key, gem, and a coin. Alright, I'm losing a coin. Could go into the commissary and grab me another set of gems. I think I might just go ahead and do that. Or another gem. Then I don't lose a coin for coming through here. I've solved that puzzle. Alright, dead-end rooms if possible. The rumpus room. Gem requirement, but I'd get a decent amount of coins. I'm gonna hold off on it. But the rumpus room could give me another prediction. 1, 2, 3. Anything else to warn me about? Yeah, so a dead-end room, but it doesn't really matter. 1 key for every bedroom in the house or the observatory. I'm gonna go ahead and do the observatory. So I'm at 9 stars now, right? So it's 11 is my next major constellation, so this is going to be a mixed constellation. The Southern Cross and the Diamondus Major. So, yep. Got 2 items from that, right? Rooms with 4 doors are more common today, so 1 item and 4-door rooms are more common. So I'm gonna head up to the courtyard. Just gonna lose my 1 coin, but that's okay. I dug that up, right? Yep. Alright, so I need intersections so I can have more options, because this is my only door. Definitely not the furnace or the garage, so the West Wing Hall. There's a key. Alright, gonna go here, turn left if possible. Great Hall, 7 locked doors. So that opens for me to go north. What's this way? Really? Nothing? Okay. So is that really just what it is nothing in these other ones? Do I want to use my last key to try one of these other little nooks? Oh. So it can be a gamble which door it will be behind. Okay. So, but it isn't really giving me more stuff as far as I can tell. I want to go right if possible. Cloister, Chamber of Mirrors. Should I do the Chamber of Mirrors and try to figure it out? Okay, so if I hit this button, it lifts up that glass door. Alright, I need to go back to the West Wing Hall, and I need to go up no matter what. Conference room would be great. I could draft the observatory again. But conference room would be perfect. Okay. Safe room deposit key. There's something else in here. Or is it here? Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so hang on. If I understood that correctly, I'm burning some footsteps, so I do need to be cautious. Yes. Alright, so here's a key. What does this button do? So I need to come in from that side or find a way to open all of these up. Alright. There's a chirp of something around here. Is it directing me to something in there? Yeah, it's that key on that table. Okay. Well, I gotta keep moving until I can hit more buttons. I will use a key, I guess. Drafting studio, not the freezer or the pantry. Yeah, I'm gonna do the drafting studio because those new plans are always good. Oh, so this tells me which door to do in the Great Hall. Okay. So I usually want to get this before I go to the Great Hall. Okay. Hang on, so... Yep, so... Will there be something behind either of those doors because it's more than just this room? Like, is something actually hiding there? That's something I kind of wonder about. Okay. Alright. Got blueprints, nothing to pick up here. So, in the drafting studio, you will be able to choose a brand new floor plan to permanently add to your draft pool. Permanent changes do not reset each day. Dovecote. When you draw a dovecote while drafting, you may rotate floor plans. Kennel. Each time you dig in a room, unlock all doors in that room. Whenever you enter vestibule, 3 of the doors in this room unlock, and the 4th one becomes locked. Well, that's interesting. I've added the vestibule. Alright, I guess I'm heading north still. I need splits, so I have options. Locked. Am I already blocked off for today? I do believe I am already blocked off for today. Well, that was kind of an anticlimactic day, but we can do another run in this episode. Okay, so that just affects that one. So I'm curious if I had opened either here or here, if I would have found items behind there. I'm guessing probably not. Oh yeah, that opens across, so that gives me access to the center button. Interesting. Okay. Not a lot I can do there. Alright, unless I missed something, and I don't think I did, time to start the day over. I'm gonna go to the trading post first and see if I can. Did I actually get any items? Yeah, see if I can trade my items for something useful. And then I'll start the day over. Sorry. Alright. Vault key one. Let's trade the meta. Oh, okay. Yeah, no trade. Can I get a key? Shovel for compass, coin purse for coupon book. What does the coupon book do? I'm curious. Treasure map for 2 ivory die. Metal detector for a key card. Different vault keys for silver key. What's the silver key do? So maybe today isn't over. Yeah, if I trade vault key for a silver key, that will let me open one more room. Yep, so let's do that. Saved it if I... Oh no, but I don't have that many steps left. I did not save it. Alrighty then. Yep, here we go. Last one. I thought I saved it, but I did not. Alright, not my best one. Save and continue. As always, I'll go to the shed. Root cellar. If I can get a shovel with the root cellar, that would be amazing. So I'm gonna try for it. As I recall, there's no other items down here. Nothing I can interact with. Just piles I can dig up, which would be good. Alright. So if I can get a shovel today, there'll be a lot of things I can dig up. Collect the allowance. Alright, let's get going. Parlor, bedroom. I'm not gonna do the bedroom yet. I'm gonna do the parlor. Alright, so what's the puzzle today? This box is not empty. This box contains gems, so one of these has to be false and one has to be true. All statements that contain the word gems are false. So let's assume that's true. This must be false. This would have to be true. So that, or no. Hang on. If this is false, or no, if this is true, this would have to be false. This could be true or false. If this is false, this is true, this would have to be false. So that would be it. Hang on. Am I doing this right? All statements that contain the word gems are false. So if that's false, this is true. So the gems are here. And this would have to be false. This is false. This is where the gems are. Okay, so if this is true, this can't have the gems. And this could be true or false. I'm missing something here. All right. This box is not empty. Let's assume this is true. This box is not empty, so this is where the gems are. This is true. Which means this is false. And this is true. That works. Okay, let's assume this is false. So the gems aren't in here. If this is false, the gems aren't in here. This could be true, and this could be false. Or this could be false. This could be true. If this is false, it doesn't contain the gems. Hang on. I confused myself. Okay, so assuming this is true, this is where the gems are. That forces this to be false. And that forces this to be true. Oh, no. This is a self. Got it. Okay, this statement contains the words gems. So, if this is true, then it's also false. So, this is just false. Because, yeah, this can't be both true and false at the same time, so this is just false. So statements containing the word gems can be true or false. So this is false. This could be false, or this could be false. One of these has to be true. So if this is true, this is false. This is false. This is true. Okay. The statement, all statements that contain the word gems are false, is false. So one of them has to be false, one has to be true. This is where the gems are. Sorry if I was being slow about that. Alright. Going left if I can. I don't want the chapel. Drawing room. Alright. I want to hold off on putting in the observatory and the storeroom till I'm on the spaces I want them to be on. Alright. Going to do the den. Kitchen, library, or closet. Do I want to do the library and order a book? I think I will. Alright, what book do I want to order? How about the Sightseer's Guide to Reddington? Alright, I'm going to go north and turn right if possible. Actually, I'm just gonna do the storeroom. Yeah, and get a key and a coin. I need to pick up a shovel if I can. All right. I want to go north from here if I can, because I want to be able to put the storeroom hallway. Yeah, hallway's a good one. And that'll give me access back to the entryway, which will let me get back there in less steps. Alright, so if possible, no, I want the storeroom up here. So if I can go north, if I can find one that continues on north, like the corridor. And then if I can... Oh no, I already put the storeroom in, didn't I? Crap. What am I thinking? I'll do the closet then. Okay, that'll let me reroll. Compass is useful. Alright, so I guess I gotta come through the entryway. Alright, so it's the observatory I want right here. Yeah. Nook or pantry? Nooker, I'm going to go with the pantry. Get a decent amount of coins before I get to the commissary. I want to go right if possible. Courtyard wouldn't be bad. Commissary would end the run, and I don't want to do the chapel. Alright. Courtyard it is. Sledgehammer. If I can buy a shovel in the commissary. So I want to go up and down if possible, but down. I want to save the... I want to save the observatory for one north, which means I'm going to do the terrace. Which did block off a section, but this is where I want the observatory if I can. Okay, I've got to figure out how to access this area. Which I kind of do, I know I need a specific room to do it from. Okay. Going north, I want to go up and right if I can. Do I risk redrawing? Or do I just put the chapel in? I'm going to risk redrawing. Dark room. Dark room doesn't help me because, well, I can reset the breaker if possible and then come back here and try to draw the yeah. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to try to redraw the get the utility closet, redraw the breaker to fill in this one. All right. I don't know. I'm not going to spend gems on one I can't see. Bedroom. All right. It's the spare bedroom. Got a gem. I still need a shovel. All right, I want to go left, well, I want to go right if at all possible. But I'd like multiple directions, please. Utility closet. I'm going to reset the power in the dark room. I'm gonna turn off the keycard system and then hopefully get the security room so I can set them to unlocked. All right. So what's available in the dark room? Any items? Still haven't figured this out, if this is a puzzle. But there's a gem. I'll take that. All right. So I'm gotta go left no matter what. But I'm really, really hoping it's with the observatory. It is not. So we are doing the bedroom. Sledgehammer, yes, I don't even need to use a key. And 3 keys, that is beautiful. Alright, so I've been completely unable to get the room I want on this square or this square. Commissary, Nook, I mean, whatever I do, my run is over. I'm gonna go into the greenhouse quick. There's the metal detector. So I do need to use, yeah, so the lever doesn't stay activated. Okay. That's what I was worried about. Activating it once doesn't help. Okay. Well, I think that's it for this day's run. I could have put in the commissary and just seen if I could dig up some stuff. All right, it's been 45 minutes, so I might try one more day. Call it. Alright, we're gonna give this one more run. Day 16. I'm gonna go to the shed before I pick up the allowance, because there's a chance I can expand the allowance for today. Adds 8 classrooms to today's draft pool. Hovel, special floor plans now cost steps instead of gems. I might actually do that since I'm doing pretty well on steps. Yeah, let's put that in. I already took care of that, I think. Yeah, I already have that good to go, so I want it on so I can access that. So yep, I've read this note before, 45292, coincidence. That's when he was fired. Okay, anything else going on in here? Alright, not that I can tell. Alright, so I'm going to go back. And I shouldn't need to spend too much on gems this time around, but I will use more footsteps. So that's interesting. Alright, let me grab the allowance. Gonna do the den. So I'm seeing the white pawn showing up in a few rooms. So maybe I should note which rooms have a white pawn in them. I'm checking my... Maybe this isn't how the chess puzzle works. So the storeroom, or what is this one that I'm in right now? The den, both have a white pawn in them. Okay. I'm going to do the nook. There's a magnifying glass. Never hurts. Especially since if with the right room, I can craft it into something else. Bedroom, pantry, or corridor. I am going to do the pantry, get some more coins. I want to go up or forward. Or I could do the parlor and get some gems. But gems aren't that useful to me today. I don't want to do the chapel. I'll do the spare room. Okay. Kitchen, observatory. I want to save the observatory. Kitchen will loop me back around. I'll do it. What good does water do, I wonder? not going to buy food yet. But it's good to know I could get some extra steps if I came here. Alright, so I have one door left, so I need some T intersections. If possible. Not the storeroom for sure. Or the nursery, so the bedroom it is. Any items in here? This one also has a white pawn in it, so this is just the standard bedroom. Maybe I'm interpreting the puzzle wrong. But right here is where I want the observatory if I can. Going right if I can. With the hallway. Okay, so I have to go left. It's not an option. Drawing room. Drawing room is perfect because that'll give me the chance of drawing the observatory. That'll give me a bigger chance of drawing the observatory right here. Alright, I want a dead end here if I can. Or the parlor. I'm gonna do the closet. Key. Compass. Alright, so I've got 2 shots to get the observatory in. These are both dead ends. Corridor, I'm going to redraw. I've got 1 redraw. Do I want the commissary or the tunnel? I haven't been in the tunnel before. I'm going to give it a try. Oh dear. Alright. I could keep tunnel going, I guess. But I'm going to do corridor. Is there an advantage to... So I guess I could infinitely go north in tunnel? Huh. Interesting. I could keep a tunnel going for a while. Well, what good would that do me, though? Yeah. I'm curious about that. Alright, leads to a color room of your choice. Okay, I'm gonna give it a try. This might be the end of my run. Oh, I get to choose which one. I see. Okay. The gold sink. Have I been in a gold room? Oh, the kitchen. So the gold is, gotcha. Yeah, the gold is stores. Don't want red. I'm going to try the green. Courtyard, veranda. I'm gonna do the courtyard. And I'm gonna go left and try to come back down as much as possible. Well, I can't. I'm gonna put the nursery in. Steps are at a premium today. That's my own fault. I don't know if I like that. I mean, steps may be less limiting than gems overall, but we'll see how it goes. So I need to go left, and I need to come back and fill all this in. Parlor. Or the dark room. I'm gonna do the parlor. Alright. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter B. The blue box is true. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter U. So, if this is true, this is also true, this is also false, gems wouldn't be in this box. They would have to be in here. Okay. This has to be true, because all of them have B in them. This has a U. This has a U. This has no U. So this has to be true. This has to be true. Yep. This has to be false, so it does have to be here. I need to pick up my I need to pick up my key, but yes, they're in the... Hang on. Yeah, it has to be in the blue box. Alright. Straight ahead, please. Alright. Security? Or, yeah, I'm going to do security. And I want to... Ooh, is this going to be the end of my run? It might very well be. I don't have a key card, and I haven't turned off the power. All right. Left if possible. Passageway, not the locksmith. The passageway is the only route here. Don't be locked. It is locked. Locked. Everything is locked. Locked. Alright, so unless I suddenly magically have a way to find keys, I think I'm done. I shouldn't have blocked myself off here. Yep. Alright, well, this has been Blueprints. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.